It's time to break in the routine about the previous videos on the topic of my first time playing this or that. So in this video, I'm gonna talk about something that I know very well. So it's a little funny to me giving the impression that I haven't played any game before, but I play other types of games. So I want to make this more interesting. I don't gonna speak about the video game because this is the first movie review of this channel. So this is the way to start this speaking about a franchise that I love so much. I am a big fan of this. It's time to speak about the movie of Mortal Kombat 2. These videos contains spoilers for the games, series, or movies discussed. They also represent personal opinions. If you have a different or similar opinion to the one present in the video, please leave a comment so we can discuss the topic. English isn't my native language. I try my best to speak for you. Remember, the respect and tolerance are very important. Like I mentioned before, I am a big fan of the Mortal Kombat franchise. I play every game, I am good in the game, but not in a professional level. I go to tournaments, but every time I go I lose. I am better than a casual, but I am not a pro player. Another thing to mention is I know a lot of the lore of Mortal Kombat. I know the characters, his personalities, his motivations, his connections. So for me it's not strange to speak about the characters of the game. So for me it was exciting to see the adaptation of 2021. So this is a little strange because I need to talk a little bit about the movie of 2021. This is a review inside another review because we need a little bit of context to speak about the sequel. After the failure of the movie Mortal Kombat Annihilation in 1997, nobody wants to make another Mortal Kombat movie. But everything changed when Simon McCoy and James Wan decided to make another Mortal Kombat movie. For me, it's a little funny to think that James Wan tried to make movies from all the genres. We can see that with Aquaman and with his movie of Fast and the Furious. For the people who doesn't know, James Wan is the creator of the Saw franchise, the Insidious franchise, and the Conjuring franchise. Now you have the question, Simon McCoy make another movie before this? And the answer is yes, but not in this scale. And you can see in some parts he is not so clear about some things, but he make an amazing job on this movie. So this adaptation is an experiment to see if this franchise will work on the movie landscape of today. When you see the movie, you can see this is an experiment because in some parts they try to make more realistic some things about the universe, like change some history, add new characters, change concept. They try to make it more easy to see for the general public. And I understand why, because we don't have a Mortal Kombat movie in a long time. It's time to see the good part and the bad part of this adaptation of 2021. On the positive side, we can see I think the adaptation of the characters in general is well done. I like the short appearance of, of a Scorpion, and I like a lot of the version of the first Sub-Zero on this movie. And a special mention to Kano because he stole the show on this movie. He's a really funny character. On the bad side, we have this movie visually structurally it's not that interesting. We have some cool moments, but in general, it's not that interesting what happened on this movie. The final battle rescued a little bit the pacing of this movie. We see Scorpion, Cold John, and Sub-Zero fighting. And it's like to mention Cold John. I don't think this character is horrible like a lot of people say, but I think it's a boring protagonist. It's a little cliche to see his motivation with his family, but I don't think that is that horrible. Another critic that this movie had is they don't adapt any game in particular. But in my personal opinion, I don't think that is a big mistake. Another strange addition of this movie is the arcanes. It's like the mini chlorians of Star Wars. And for that, I think this is a regular movie. It's not great, but it's not bad. It's a decent movie in general. And the people who make this movie know that. And you can see they try to improve everything on this movie. I see interviews with the actors and the directors, and they say they take a lot of feedback to make this sequel. So it's time to speak about the sequel. Mortal Kombat 2, directed by Simon McCoy, written by Jeremy Slater, Ed Boon, and John Tobias. Starring by Adeline Rudolph, Cal Urban, Martin Ford, Ludi Ling, Tati Gabriel, among others. It's time to the synopsis of this movie. The most powerful heroes of the Earth and Johnny Cage fights in the Mortal Kombat tournament against Shao Kahn, who wants to destroy the Earth. After the release of the first movie on 2021, the team started working on the sequel. On this production, they want to introduce the character of Johnny Cage and bring back the character of Big Ham, the first Sub-Zero. On 2022, New Line Cinema gave it a green light to the production to start making the sequel. The production takes in consideration the feedback of the previous movie, so they can improve the characters and the history. One of the new characters of this movie is Johnny Cage, interpreted by Cal Urban. This was a controversial casting decision because some of the community think that Johnny Cage needs to be a real martial artist and needs to be a more younger actor. But I think that Cal Urban fits well in this movie and this character because they wanna show an older actor who is not in his prime, and Cal Urban brings a charismatic performance. I want to mention Adeline Rudolph interpreted Kitana. Its role in this movie is the more dramatic and emotional of all the characters. The other addition to this movie is Martin Ford. He makes a great job with his physicality and his voice. He transforms Shao Kahn into an intimidation figure. And we have Tati Gabriel interpreted Jade. And we have Baraka and Quan Chi on this movie. One of the differences of this movie with the movie of 2021 is that they decided to start the Mortal Kombat tournament. This movie is an adaptation of the first two games, but with a lot of liberties. Another element that this movie takes is the Revenant from Mortal Kombat X. We can see that with the character of Kung Lao and in a sort of way with Kane. He is one of the things that worked really well on the previous movie. I like a lot of the shadow clones of Nob Saber, but extremely on this movie they never call it Nob Saber, always call it Biham. So we can see to the speed powers of Shao Kahn is a clear reference to his move on MK3. Another reference is the bit where Sonja fights against Sindel, and we have a lot of reference on this movie. If you want to mention another reference that you see on the movie, you can leave a comment about that. It's time to mention the positive things on this movie. I really love the interpretation of Cal Urban of Johnny Cage and surprised me on a really positive way when I see the interaction of him with Kano because the two characters bring so much charisma and personality to the movie and make it a lot of fun. I didn't expect this, but I think it's a really positive thing is that Kitana is the protagonist of the movie. The movie is starts with her and the death of his father, and the middle part is his development, and the end of the movie is her killing Shao Kahn. So she is the protagonist because all the characters and the history really move around her. And I want to say that Adeline Rudolph made an amazing job with this character. I like the interpretation and the execution of Shao Kahn. Really, he's a relation figure. He moves, he talks in a way that scares you a lot. I love the fights on this movie because they are really dynamic and different between all of them. I want to make an honorable mention of the fight of Kung Lao and Liu Kang, a really emotional fight, and the choreography and the effects are in the next level. Really, it's one of the best fights on this movie. So this movie feels like a slasher movie in the way that you don't know what character is gonna die or what character is gonna make it into the end. So it feels really refreshing in that narrative way. And for a moment, you doubt that they're gonna win at the end. I like and I think that it's a really funny moment, the interactions of Johnny Cage with Baraka. And I like a lot of the tone of this movie. Knows when they need to be serious and when they need to be funny and fun. Really have a nice tone and a nice balance. Sadly, I have to mention the bad side of this movie. I think that one of the biggest problems of this movie is that some sets feels a little cheap. I don't think all the sets look bad, but when the set works, really works. But when it doesn't, it's really evident. I think this is a limitation for the budget on some parts. The example for that is Edenia. Really, Edenia feels really small. Feels like three streets or something like this. Really don't feel like a big open world. Another bad thing to mention is the way they kill Cole Young. I think it's unnecessary and so cruel to kill it that way. And we need to take in consideration that he was the protagonist of the previous movie, so was so surprising to see the cruel way that this movie killed him. I know I say he was a boring character, but I understand why they make it because in the previous movie the people don't like it a lot his character, but he didn't deserve to die in that way. The reception of this movie was positive after all, but we need to mention that this movie wasn't really a big success. And we need to mention that this movie originally was planned to be released on 2025, but finally was released on 2026. So this increased the budget of the marketing. For this reason, it's not so clear that we have a tier Mortal Kombat movie. So, in my personal opinion, I want a tier movie because I want to see my favorite character, Kuai Liang, the second Sub-Zero, and see the storyline of the cyber initiative of the Lin Kuei. And I want to bring back the actor who played Cole Young. He can come back as Kenshi. And I want to see other characters too. I want to see Ermac and the other characters of the game can join this movie franchise. So we need to wait and see if we have a tier movie. I hope that we have the tier one. If I have to give it a score, I will give it a 8 of 10 because I really like this movie and I really want a tier bar of Mortal Kombat. It's really fun and it's really action packed. I really think this is a good adaptation. I like they respect the essence of the franchise. That is an improve to the first movie. They take everything wrong about that and they fix it. I feel this is a similar case to the Devil May Cry series and the series of Daredevil Born Again. This is the case on the first part is not that great and the second part is very very good. So I recommend this movie. I really like it. Remember to comment, like, share, and subscribe for more videos like this. That is all for now. Love you all and thanks for your time.